Okay, it's time for a siege battle. And what a glorious... Again, I've got to admire just the background. Before we even look at the glorious city, just look at the background, the setting here with the pyramids off in the distance. The step pyramid over there. Absolutely glorious. And then the city itself. How far does it actually extend on the playable map? Okay, they're spread around here. So full on 360 here. I don't know if there is naval combat in this. I doubt it, seeing as we've not had it in the last few Total War games. And it wasn't in Troy. But kind of that would have been, I mean, it would have been nice to give you even more tactical options here. Landing or seeing them invade from there. I mean, seeing as they're called the Sea Peoples, you'd have thought they'd probably invade on ships. But I guess we're not seeing that again, or at least not in this preview build. I doubt we'll see it, but who knows. So we're going from dry to sweltering, which is increased fatigue build up from actions. Settlement destruction. So yeah, we've got that back in there. Was that in with Troy? Settlement destruction. Obviously, I know that kind of first entered the series in Attila, affecting like morale and attack and defense and things like that. So marketplace gives +5 morale. Palace gives +10. And temple being treated. Applies those units in the vicinity. It heals them. Okay, being treated +10 hit points heal per second. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that's Grand Temple up here. Let's have a look through the streets. Just look at that. Isn't that glorious to see? That's really cool. Really didn't expect this to be a setting for a Total War game. I guess it makes sense if this is kind of more of a saga game, but they're not using the word, they're not using the branding saga anymore, it seems. So I don't know if they now kind of just scrap that whole idea and like all Total Wars are their main ones, if that makes sense. They're all, you know, you don't have kind of different levels of minor or major. I mean, you never had that distinction with, say, the likes of Napoleon Total War or Attila or Fall of the Samurai, until obviously Fall of the Samurai got the saga branding retroactively put on it. But I think that's kind of, that's a whole other thing. But obviously there were some Total War games, some historicals in the past that were definitely smaller in scope and scale. So if that's what they're going back to, kind of fair enough. That's very much what I think this will be. It's not the next massive big historical, but it is a historical Total War. I mean, I've not seen any magical powers and stuff or fantasy elements or truth behind the myth stuff yet, so hopefully that continues. Right, let's take a look at our units. So I want to start off with Ramesses here. And he is now a composite bow bodyguard. So I'd love to see the bodyguard kind of menu for sure, because or on the campaign map side of things, because clearly you've got, it seems, a way of either upgrading them or customizing and tweaking and changing your bodyguard for your characters. And this is what I've always, and I think what a lot of people have always wanted as a natural evolution for bodyguard units. You know, you don't want one man over the top single entity heroes. You want to be able to customize the set bodyguard troops that follow that specific character into battle. And yeah, they're going to be more elite, they're going to be more powerful, but not over the top OP Lubu swinging crazies, you know, unless it clearly states that this is a romanticized retelling of a history. So yeah, got a range of 190, damage is 40. This is great. Yeah, I'm very excited to see some campaign map side of things. Now that we've had all this battle time. Obviously, you don't know when that will be, but hopefully in the not too distant future. I'm going to group Ramesses with all the archers, and then we'll place them up on the walls in a minute. I'm just going to get all my troops grouped together. We've got the Sheridan Axe bodyguards again. We've got elite Magi warriors, which we had a flyer at the start saying these are pretty much like our best troops. Oh, you guys look so cool. Also, I'm loving the twitching cloth there. Yeah, are you happy to see me, or is that just your corpèche? Oh my. Anyway, a little bit twitchy. I think all the cloth physics are slightly twitchy and bugged as well, because I've kind of noticed it with the banners, although I think that's kind of a consistent thing. But like Ramesses' cloak often is a little bit. I think cloth physics need a little tweak. Magi Spearman as well. Nice. And elite Magi Axeman. Need to remember to check, see if any of these guys have any custom abilities showing up as well. Also, Ramesses got Inspiring Shout. Hit them hard. Which is weapon damage, armor piercing increase, and take aim. Okay. Yeah, javelins. Pop you guys there. I put the axes over there. We've got Lower Egyptian Veteran Spearmen. And then we've got the Upper Egyptian Axe Warriors. Have we got any... Are any of these guys hybrids? Oh, yeah, you guys are. Mm-hmm. Cool. You guys have also got some missile units. You've got chariots. Oh, what are these guys? These guys are sentry chariots, medium bow. So what, we're going to go flank on out with these guys and harass them. They've got towers. As far as I'm aware, all siege equipment has to be built before entering a battle. But you've got ladders back here. So I'm hoping that is a positive sign that these guys don't magically spawn in ladders like we've seen in other Total Wars. Okay, so yeah, they've got to build them up like that. Seafaring raiders. So we've got to spread our defenders. And there, got that group there. Those are the two big main groups, it looks like. And there's another group over here. They've got a ram. What does that look like? Nice. And a couple of ladders. Got some slingers. And they've got a smaller force over here with ram and ladders. Okay. I kind of feel like we're going to have to accept that we're going to lose some ground. Those towers are able to fire straight away. Yeah, I'll just throw like 1 or 2 units to hold the outer bits, and then we'll pull back and hold around these central buildings. Don't care if I lose the market. Sorry, marketplace. I'm sure you're lovely and hustling and bustling normally. That is the palace. That's good because that will heal units. We need to remember that. Lots and lots of towers and gates, which is good. Right, let's have a quick look through these troops. And get them up on the wall. The elite of Egypt, assembled and ready to defend their homes. Save their Pharaoh. Right.
Destined for victory.
Well, they're coming there. I don't think anyone's coming to this main gate here. So like try fire arrows, see if I can burn down the enemy. I'm just thinking, where do I want? They've all got ladders. Is that the only siege towers there? The rest of them are all ladders, aren't they? Yeah.
Swordsman! Arrows ready!
Rapid fire as well. Nice. And aim true. Okay, cool, because they're elites.
Fight for Pharaoh!
I don't mind them necessarily having abilities. It makes it a bit more arcadey, I guess, but it gives kind of, I guess, a tactical element to knowing when to utilize your unit's abilities at the right times. I'm kind of torn because I'm like, part of me is just like, no, historical, no abilities. But like rally and inspire and stuff like that is fine for like generals. So something that gives these guys a temporary buff to their range, I don't think is that awful. These are the bigger forces. So we'll have Ramses over here. In fact, I'm going to have to steal one of these guys as well. Yeah, maybe it won't have one in the middle and have you guys either side. You're on fire arrows. You're on fire arrows. Oh yeah, let me just select all of you guys. Off skirmish mode as well. How about that?
We aim through! Onto the walls! Onto the walls!
You can't do... Ramses can't do flaming shot. Okay. Yeah, I want to sally on out and harass some with the chariots. Might try and do that over here. I spread you out though enough. Unfortunate. Just move them out as quickly as they can. Right, spears. Spears. We'll take our... Yeah. These guys to defend over here. We'll take group 7 to hold up here. Just sit you
Always ready!
there and then watch the walls with you guys. I might even put some units up on the walls in a little bit. Whoop.
For glory eternal!
Spear wall.
Spear wall!
Oh, you guys can also switch.
Change it up!
What else have you got? Oh, right. No, you put your shield on the back. Yeah. That's what you do. That's cool.
Swap back!
Yeah, it's definitely
For my legacy!
feature from Troy. We do have the javelins, so we can utilize them. So we'll pop their javelins all up over here against these guys. Off skirmish mode.
The walls! Onto the walls! Man the walls!
Select the whole group. Thank you.
Onto the walls! Always ready! Onto the walls! Onto the walls!
And then with those guys as well. Off skirmish mode.
My signal! All of Egypt!
Mace warriors. Get ready to fight them as they come in. Spear brace formation.
Brace!
Oh, that's cool.
Stay prepared!
I want to pop that once the battle starts. Actually, that sounds cool.
I fear nothing.
Elite Magi warriors. Yeah, what have we got here? Magi elite axemen.
Swordsman!
Yeah, we're gonna need you guys, I think, up on the walls.
Man the walls!
They got a load of archers actually. In that case, I want this chariot coming out from here
Spears!
and harassing those archers.
Onto the walls!
And then you guys go up onto the walls a little bit later. I've got
Glory eternal!
these two warriors
For Egypt!
that we'll also have over here.
Never back down!
Yeah, that's what I've got over here. I'm going to leave that one open and exposed for now. I'm risking that. We've got all the spears here. So in that case, we're going to need you guys on this side to deal with them as they come up the walls.
Man the walls! Man the walls!
leave one unit here just to be safe.
Hold your position.
And then, yeah, put the other one watching the gate.
Change it out.
Okay, taking our time with this deployment. That everyone I can possibly deploy. Yes. Let's go. Sally on that. How many have they got? Enemy troop count nearly 4,000. Great. What's the tactical map look like? Yep.
Never back down. Chariots! Chariots, move out! Chariots into position!
Go. Yeah, off skirmish mode. It's definitely firing.
Fight for Pharaoh! Man the walls! Man the walls! Soldiers, move!
Oh, they get a shield wall.
Shield wall! Swordsman! Shield wall!
Nice. Oh, chariots are getting wrecked by the archers already. Standard Lionheart across any total war. Always gets his missile units ruined.
Chariots, move out! Chariots into position! Chariots forward! Marksmen! Fire! They'll never take this place!
Bring down the tower. Ah. Chariot is a very dead unit.
Glory eternal! Aim through, men!
Keep firing.
Swordsmen! Onto the walls!
Move around there. Rip chariots. That tower nearly down. Flaming damage. They're trying. It's getting in there. We can bring a few of them down. That'd be great.
Glory eternal!
But we're going to need some of these guys up on the walls. Looks like they're all going over here as well.
Infantry moving! Soldiers, move!
How are we looking over here?
Ready to launch! All for Egypt! Man the walls! Man the walls! Marching on! Marching on! Always ready! All for Egypt! Glorious combat!
Climbing the walls.
Onto the walls! Onto the walls!
Back we go. Any of these towers down yet?
Archers!
Okay, I'm not going to get all of them. Burn that one. Oh, no, not that one. Yep, 91, 91, 91. Come on.
Blood! Javelins away! Swordsman!
Come on, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Fire damage. Come on, a bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. Yes.
Onwards! Spears! Man the wall!
Spears up there. Keep them busy. Archers, pull back.
Marching on! On the march!
Oh, you can't actually move in that stance.
To attention! Infantry moving! I am invincible!
Okay. Pull him
Never
back.
down!
Brace.
Spears! Brace! Marksmen! Kill them all!
Hold.
Fight for Pharaoh! On the march!
This is chaotic.
Swordsmen!
Switch and switch. I think we've got them over here. Okay, nearly down. Yeah.
Destroy
Charge 'em.
them!
How are we doing over here?
Fight for Pharaoh! Strength is power.
The archers,
move.
get off.
You'll
Hit him with
die.
everything you've got. Keep him busy on the walls. Oh yeah, we've set some trees on fire. You taking damage from that? Yeah, they're burning by the looks of it. That's cool. Yeah, I'd love a ground attack option. I don't think there is.
Focus
Oh
on
yeah.
the target.
Special abilities, Lionheart. Remember the special abilities.
Infantry moving.
Eager for battle. The gods watch over us. Fight hard, men.
Swordsman.
War is my calling.
Yeah, ammo.
Move
Yeah, he
as
is.
one. Only
Hold back
on
then.
my command.
With this change sweltering.
I never miss. Onto the walls.
That one's burnt as well. Oh, nice. The fire. Of course, fire spreads. That's really cool. Yeah, fire damage. Intensifying. That one's going to go down. You can see fire on the base of it. Fire's just spreading along in the grass. That's great.
To bloodshed. Be ready for anything.
Big fan of that. Smoke. The way it's spreading, though, across the grass and the trees. There we go. It's gone down. Beautiful. Also, really great to see very detailed destruction
You feel pain?
animations on siege equipment. That's really nice. How are we doing over here? I think we're fine.
Blood.
I think we worried about the fact that it was all supposed to spread out, but we've held them back rather fantastically.
Devastate them. Man the walls. Onto the walls. To bloodshed. To attention.
Reckless advance. Do it. Look at him go.
Always ready.
We've got them here. Now they're isolated. They can't get more troops up here.
You know defeat.
Very satisfying. Does mean, though, that obviously
Egypt.
being able to take a settlement, if it's got any kind of decent garrison in there, it's going to be tough. God, I want to see someone take this guy out right here. Oh, yeah. Smack him around the quite really like it knocked his face all the way around there. How the rest of it going? Oh, no. The trees are on fire. That's not going to help. How are we doing over here? 'Cause I think this is our weak point. Don't know why actually to bother defending the gate so heavily because we don't actually have...
To bloodshed.
don't actually have a ram over here.
Spill blood. Javelins.
How are we doing over here?
Power.
We're doing great.
Strike them. Without
do the
hesitation.
advance command on you guys. You guys going to climb down the ladders to them? Or are you going to come out and round? Out and round, yeah. Come down over here.
Destroy them. You know defeat.
Oh, an elite Medjay warriors.
Fight for Pharaoh!
Absolutely shattered him.
Break them! We're in javelin range! Slay them!
I fear nothing.
I'm going to take...
For
Yeah.
Egypt! Always ready! For glory!
You guys plus Ramses. Over here. Support. Oh, look at all that going. Is it spread onto the buildings, though? It has. How did the fire get... I guess it's just sweltering heat, right? There's a chance of setting things on fire? Unless one of their archers maybe started firing. The Aegeans.
Fear blood.
That's about are out of ammo, right? Yeah.
Never back down. Onwards. Man the walls. Onto the walls. Man the walls. Onto the walls.
Pull back over here.
Spears. Destroy them.
Press the attack on them a bit.
I fear nothing! Man the walls!
And we have victory. They've broken.
All for
Defeated enough of
Egypt.
them to crumble.
We must retreat!
Then we're out. These guys probably could have held on a little bit longer there. But they have been broken.
I can achieve anything.
Yeah, I think these guys could have kept pushing a little bit longer. Which is close enough to taste. Yeah, that's definitely a remnant from Troy. So maybe they lose their general. Is he still in there? I spot him, but it looks like there's a few of them with the same hat. Oh, that's him there. He's slightly bigger than the rest of them, actually. You can see the fire as it like pushes out across the field.
Another Egyptian triumph. Our might is unassailable. Victory was never in doubt.
So there we have it. Victory is ours. The Sea People's army in flame and ruin. And Pharaoh Ramesses and his Egyptian kingdom stands strong. Right. Let's end the battle. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the final video in my coverage of the alpha preview of Total War Pharaoh. Thanks again, obviously, Crave Assembly, for giving me access to the alpha preview build, this battle build, and for allowing me to share some gameplay from it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the 3 or 4 videos that I've made so far, sharing the battles, and obviously I've tried to, share my initial thoughts and opinions while playing. I may well come back in a week or two's time and just kind of put together all my thoughts and impressions, feelings so far, maybe kind of bring in a few questions that you guys have perhaps asked in the comments as well from these videos, and kind of do a recap and kind of final summary of it all. I'm definitely you know, interested in seeing more of Total War Pharaoh, it's definitely something that I will look to cover when it gets released, whenever that is. At the time of me recording this, I don't know that information unless Creative Assembly announce it in between now, me recording this, and the embargo when it drops, in which case there might be a little edit. My main takeaway was that this wasn't the next historical Total War that I expected, and I think that many others potentially expected. But I'm open-minded to it. I'm willing to give it a go. Definitely seems to be more historically focused than, you know, some titles that we've had in the past that have been kind of weird historical fantasy hybrids or romanticized retellings, or just not quite there. So this definitely feels historical. Some may or may not like the inclusion of battle abilities and things like that. You know, as for stat buffs and things like that, I think they're okay on elites to a degree. I guess I'll kind of more play testing required to see whether or not I like that or not. I think my main two takeaways that I'd like to see improved from this preview build are unit collision and stances. Stances, I think, just need to be refined a little bit more. They're there, but they're not quite there yet. Obviously, this could be reflected by the fact this is an alpha, so potentially all the tweaking and changes for them, all those stances, aren't actually finished yet. But I just feel sometimes stances go a bit wonky. They're not quite as impactful as they're meant to be. But overall, I think stances are definitely a positive improvement to the series and to Total War Pharaoh. Definitely a good addition. I mean, probably my favorite stance actually is that one where you give ground, you retreat, but still facing the enemy. That's something I've kind of wanted to see, and I know others have wanted to see in a Total War game for absolutely ages. The ability to have that kind of controlled retreat, or to, you know, tactically lure a unit that you're engaged with back a certain way. The other main thing is unit collision, which I think also affects some of the, like, the push or advanced stances. Units seem to just get too much on top of each other currently at the moment, and I appreciate when they are, you know, when you're going into a fray, when there's going to be a charge and a crash and a crunch, you may well get on top of one another, and units may bunch up a little bit more. But I feel like they need to kind of spread back a teeny tiny bit, because it just seems like the models are all on top of each other, and I think that affects actually charges a little bit. Chariot charges as well, I should say, didn't seem to be that impactful. I don't know if that's down to kind of mass needs changing, or armor ratios of the units they're going into, or just needed to get a longer run up and speed. I think it'll be more telling if and when we see some cavalry involved. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty positive about Total War Pharaoh. I want to play more before I can give any kind of, yeah, this is a good game, or no, it's not a good game. I definitely want to play it more before I can kind of give any real solid impression or recommendation. But these are kind of just my raw ones right now. But yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to playing more. Definitely looking forward to finding out about the campaign map, what the features are like on there. But yeah, I think it's definitely not necessarily going to be a Total War game perhaps that appeals to everyone, perhaps because of the setting. But what I'm hoping, and that, again, the whole confusion with this not being a saga, or sagas not being a thing anymore, or whatever it is, this definitely shows that Creative Assembly are still experimenting and trying out new features and functions and mechanics within their games. And we've seen a lot of that on the campaign map side of things recently, in previous Total Wars. We've not seen a lot of progression in battles. And while some of the tweaks and changes here and things like that may not seem that impactful, I think they all help to deliver a more in-depth, tactical, real-time strategy battle experience. So hopefully they can kind of just tighten up some of those features to really give us all a great battle experience. I think they're definitely going in the right way. Maybe we need to use a push or advanced stance to fully push them the rest of the way, to really kind of commit to kind of continuing this investment in improving battles. But yeah, so far I'm positive about it. Looking forward to seeing and finding out more about Total War Pharaoh as the days, weeks and months go by until it releases. Hope you guys have enjoyed my coverage. Share your thoughts down in the comment section. Until the next one, take care and ciao for now.